Mesut Özil, a magician on the pitch, a master of vision and precision, and one of the most gifted playmakers of his generation. Yet, despite a career filled with accolades and breathtaking performances, Mesut Özil's career came to a sudden and quiet end. From lifting the World Cup with Germany to being frozen out at Arsenal, his disappearance from top-level football left fans confused and heartbroken. So what really happened? Why did Mesut Özil disappear from football? This is the full story. Born in Gelsenkirchen in Germany to Turkish immigrant parents, Mesut Özil grew up in a working-class neighborhood. Football was his escape, and from a young age it was clear that he possessed a rare gift. His journey began at Schalke, where he made his debut in 2006 at just 17 years old. But it was his move to Werder Bremen in 2008 that saw his potential explode. His performances in the Bundesliga caught the eye of top European clubs, but it was his dazzling display in the 2010 World Cup in South Africa that truly put him on the global map. Following his World Cup heroics, Real Madrid came calling. Jose Mourinho personally pushed for Özil's signing, recognizing his creative genius. And at Madrid, Mesut Özil flourished, forming a deadly partnership with none other than Cristiano Ronaldo. His vision and passing ability made him the assist king of Europe. In his 3 seasons at Real Madrid, Özil provided 47 assists in La Liga alone, winning the La Liga title, the Copa del Rey, and the hearts of the Madridistas. But despite his brilliance, things took an unexpected turn. In 2013, to the shock of world football, Özil was sold to Arsenal for a fee of £42.5 million on transfer deadline day. Arsenal fans were euphoric. The signing of a world-class talent was a signal of intent by Arsene Wenger. Özil's arrival transformed Arsenal's attack. His creativity and composure revitalized the club, and he quickly became the focal point of Wenger's system. In his debut season, he led Arsenal to their first FA Cup trophy in nearly a decade. But while the highs were glorious, the cracks would soon begin to show. The pinnacle of Özil's career came in 2014, when he played a key role in Germany's World Cup triumph. His elegance and creativity were on full display as Germany lifted the World Cup trophy in Brazil. But this triumph would soon be overshadowed by controversy. In 2018, just before the World Cup in Russia, Mesut Özil posed for a photo with Turkish President Recep Tayyip Erdogan. The backlash in Germany was swift and harsh. Özil was then accused of lacking loyalty to Germany, and when the team underperformed in Russia, he was scapegoated. As a consequence of all of that, in an emotional statement, Özil announced his retirement from international football, citing racism and disrespect from the German media and Football Federation. And it was after this World Cup, Özil's fortunes at Arsenal also began to decline. Unai Emery replaced Arsene Wenger, and Özil's playing time was drastically reduced. Questions about his work rate, tactical fit, and commitment dominated all headlines. In 2020, Mikel Arteta then took over at Arsenal, and initially it seemed like Özil would be reintegrated. But then came the shock exclusion. Despite being one of the highest paid players at the club, earning £350,000 a week, Özil was left out of Arsenal's Premier League and Europa League squads. Many speculated that his outspoken support of the Uyghur Muslims and criticism of China led to political pressure on Arsenal to sideline him. And whilst Arsenal maintained that it was purely a footballing decision, the truth still to this day remains murky. Many Arsenal fans and non-Arsenal fans, as a consequence of the events that went down, still to this day remain convinced that Özil's decline and eventual exclusion at Arsenal was strictly political. But in January 2021, after months of exile, Mesut Özil left Arsenal Football Club for his boyhood club, Fenerbahce. Turkish fans welcomed him as a hero, and there was hope that he could revive his career in familiar surroundings. But injuries and fitness struggles limited his impact. Despite moments of brilliance, he never rediscovered the form that once made him one of the best playmakers in the world. And by 2022, tensions with the Fenerbahce hierarchy surfaced, and Özil was eventually suspended from the squad. Following this, Özil's final stop was Istanbul Başakşehir, where he signed in 2022, but by this point, injuries and lack of motivation had pretty much taken their toll. In March 2023, Mesut Özil announced his retirement from professional football at 34 years old. Some would say he might have been able to keep going, and some would say that that was pretty much the right time to end. A career that promised so much ended with a whimper rather than a bang. So, why did Mesut Özil disappear from football? The reasons are complex and multi-surfaced. A combination of tactical evolution in football, off-the-pitch controversies, and a decline in physical intensity. His outspoken nature and willingness to stand by his principles may have cost him opportunities at the highest level, but those same qualities earned him immense respect from fans all around the world. Mesut Özil was more than just a footballer. He was an artist who saw the game differently, painting masterpieces with that left foot of his. Though his career ended earlier than many expected, his legacy lives on. The magic, the vision, the moments of brilliance that he created will never be forgotten. But what do you think about Mesut Özil's career? Should things have gone differently? Let me know in the comments. And don't forget to like, subscribe for more football stories and more videos like these. See you next time.